Hey guys, I'm MICHAELJOSH, your gadget matchmaker, here to help you find the right device to match your needs. It's a blustery day here in Austin, Texas, where I'm covering a tech event, and I have in my hands the new iPhone SE 2022 model. On one side, you have iPhone fans who are excited about this new phone. And on the other, those who are saying that this phone isn't necessarily new. And in a way, it's true because this design has been around for 5 years now, albeit with new internals. So I figured the best way to review this device alongside answering your questions is to fully move into it and use it as I would at a tech show, as I go on a road trip, and see if I can actually live off of this old new phone. Earlier this week, I unboxed the iPhone SE before I set it up for this review. I love this new wallpaper featured on the box. From the metallic red text, there's clearly a product red iPhone SE inside. To open the box, just look for the green arrows, pull to release the seal, and lift. There you go, red iPhone SE. This color is so beautiful. Inside the box, the usual stuff, red packet with a user guide, SIM card ejector tool, and a white sticker. Lastly, there's a USB-C to Lightning cable for charging. Let's get the old design matter out of the way. The 2022 iPhone SE shares the same chassis as the iPhone 8, and it looks just like the iPhone SE from 2020. Can you tell which is which? So sure, it might not be as exciting as the new iPhone 13, but I think anyone that calls this uninspired is just a hater, cause it's still a very good looking phone, especially this product red one. It's a looker. I love the high gloss back and the color matching frame, although that high gloss means it can be a bit of a smudge magnet. The phone is small and light, but even so, I didn't find it difficult to switch from my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I can text just fine on it, and I really like how pocketable it is. And because of its weight, I don't mind using it without a case. Using it also made me miss Touch ID, which is built into the home button up front. The fingerprint sensor is fast and responsive and works great. And best of all, it works with a mask on. The phone also now uses the same tougher glass back as on the iPhone 13, not to be confused with Ceramic Shield, which is used on the iPhone 13's front panel. It's been 2 years since the last iPhone SE, the 2020 model if you will, so you'll notice a big performance bump. What's most important to note is that the phone is powered by Apple's A15 Bionic chip, the exact same one that powers the iPhone 13 series. So expect things to feel snappy, games too run smooth, and all that jazz. A15 also delivers camera improvements, which we'll talk about later. Phone also now supports 5G networks for zippier downloads when connectivity is available. I used the phone during my speaking stint at South by Southwest, doing all the usual stuff, texting, emails, social media, and for these kind of things, I didn't feel like I downgraded. Where one might feel a difference is screen size. These days, a big screen is great for consuming content and playing games. Folks who are most critical about the SE are also quick to point out its 720p display. But whether you're watching videos or scrolling through your Instagram feed, with a display this small, you're not going to notice. And if you do, then it's more likely that you're just not its target consumer. But the area where I did miss my iPhone 13 Pro Max the most was its complement of 3 cameras. We're currently on a road trip through Texas and are in the German town of Fredericksburg, the perfect place to test out the camera on the new iPhone SE. Now, if you're looking for 2 or 3 cameras that are found on the iPhone 13 series, well, this phone only has one, a 12 megapixel wide camera. When it comes to camera hardware, including the lens and the image sensor, this phone has the same hardware as the last iPhone SE, but thanks to improvements of the A15 Bionic chip, you get new features like Smart HDR4, which is perfect for backlit situations like this when you're taking photos against a bright sun. By the way, this is my good friend Judy, a fellow tech journalist. You should check out her site geardiary.com. Judy was the one who took us to Fredericksburg on the way to visit her ranch, where we'll be staying a few days. With the sun shining bright behind her, any camera will struggle to keep her face lit. But with Smart HDR4 on the new iPhone SE, notice how her face is illuminated. It's the same case in this photo of Judy and Chai. I asked them to stand in front of the bright entryway of this old-fashioned canning shop. Notice how well Smart HDR4 works and is able to bring out the details in both their faces. In other scenarios, the differences between both phones are very few, if at all. Overall, this is a good camera. Colors pop, white balance is accurate, dynamic range is solid, and even that background blur, creamy. I did notice though that the new iPhone SE does a better job of reducing noise when there's not enough light in a photo, like in the wallpaper above the deer head, right here on the top left of this photo, or on the bottom of these bottles. Now, going back to what I said at the top of this chapter, there were times when I did miss the flexibility of my iPhone 13 Pro Max's 3 cameras. Like when we were approaching Fredericksburg and I wanted to zoom in on the sign, or when we were having lunch and I wanted to go ultra wide to capture all 3 flags at the same time. Lastly, the iPhone SE does not have night mode, so low light shots aren't going to be as good as any night shot taken using an iPhone 13. So it's 8:13 p.m. and we finally made it to Judy's ranch. After using this phone all day, I'm currently at 31%. Apple is promising 1 additional hour of battery life on the iPhone SE 2022 versus the last model. That's not only thanks to efficiencies of the A15 Bionic chip, but also thanks to a larger battery. Unless you're the type who's on their phone all day, the iPhone SE should be able to get you through a full one. But just in case, it charges decently fast. Apple does not include a charger in the box, but if you get one of their 20-watt adapters, you'll get to 50% in 30 minutes. It also supports Qi wireless charging if you have one lying around. So, is the 2022 iPhone SE your gadget match?
The next day.
If you're looking for cool new features, plenty of cameras, or a sexy new design, then probably not. Consider the iPhone 13 series instead. But if you want an iPhone and don't want to spend a lot of money, you can't go wrong with the iPhone SE 2022. My friend Judy says it best.
A phone like this, it's such a good price point, especially if you want to put your junior high child or, high school child. You're not really ready to put them into a $1,000 phone because they're going to drop it or their friends are going to be like, let me see your phone without the case on it. This is a true story. And the next thing you know, the phone is dropped and the screen is completely cracked or the camera module's dead. But if you're also a student in college on a budget and you want to be able to use iMessage or AirDrop or the other special iOS features that you can't get with Android, a phone like this is perfect, as long as you're okay with a smaller size. I like a little bit bigger phone myself.
Because I'm not a parent, I don't immediately think about it, but I really do like her point about parents wanting to get their kids iPhones, or kids who want iPhones, but also being scared of them breaking a $1,000 smartphone. Then this phone really does make sense. The iPhone SE is a more affordable gateway into the Apple ecosystem, and it exists so that more people can afford to experience it. And that was our iPhone SE 2022 unboxing and review. If you'd like to see more Apple content, you know what to do. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that bell icon so that you get notified as soon as we upload. Follow me on social media for all the behind-the-scenes fun stuff, including some sample photos from devices like this one. And for news and updates, make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, I'm MICHAELJOSH. Thanks for dropping by.